Okay. On Not So Good Monday, we have an assessment. I'm hoping at this point in time, a lot of people, at least, because I don't see disagreement, so I'm going to go with a positive intention that most of you, everybody got it right. If you didn't, it's your problem. You should not have a VA. You should not disagree. Right? But on a serious note, at this point, at minimum, are we listening? At minimum, you need to be able to determine what is opposite, what is adjacent, and what's hypotenuse. Because everything in this section relies on you knowing opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. Because SOHCAHTOA has to deal with opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. HOHA'AU also has to deal with opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. Right? So we need to be able to do that. If you cannot figure what is opposite an angle and what side is adjacent, then we're in some big trouble. Okay. Okay. On this one? Yeah. So you said, well, you're looking for what happens? What happens? For C. Yeah. So, hey guys, pay attention. I'm answering this question because the one kid who did his homework is asking a question. There was somebody who didn't do it, or was they going to pick him up? He's asking, when you solve it for C, which is the hypotenuse, do you square root it? Yeah, because you get a C squared, right? So you know we need to find C. We don't want a C squared. So if we're looking at this angle, that is your other people's property, and this is your BJ, the bank, right, for skin stuck in the club, that Hurricane Chris. So then this is your hype man. I'm thinking ice obvious a hype man that just be on stage with him and all they say is money. And that's all. But they got a mic. Just run around the stage all day, just say one word only. Okay? That's that. So A squared plus the square on B has to be equal to the square on C. You see it's all squares. So yes, Louis, we have to end up taking the square root. Because if this is A, this is always C, and this is B, then we get 20 squared, x squared is equals to, sorry, we don't have C. So this is 20 squared plus 21 squared is equals to C squared. What's 20 squared? 400? What's 21 squared? Huh? I was waiting to say 401 because I picked up 400. 441 is C squared. What's 400 plus 441? All right, that's C squared, but that's not C. So all right, okay. So there was C. 29 for this side. Now you got opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. Now you can find everything. We're good? Okay, all right. Yeah. What is that question that's going on here? Which side? Oh, you're on page 2? Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Guys, somebody's asking a question. Let's pay attention. You know how to do what? So you have to do the ATT to find this side?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you when you put it into the equation, you have your 16 square root 2, right, with a square. So how do you fit the square root 2 into the whole equation?
Well,
Because every time I do it,
remember Michael Jackson, when we did properties of exponents, we said whenever we had A, B to the N, we said you get an N, you get an N, everybody gets an N. How you doing? Remember that? So now, you get a square, you get a square. So we gotta do 16 squared times the square root of 2 squared. See that? So 16 squared is a number. What is that number? 2. There you go. So 256. Now the square root of 2 squared is what? 2, because the square root and the square root goes away. See that? So you multiply 256 by 2, which is about 500 and, oh, carry 24, bring me 87, 12. You have to got a calculator right in front of you. Okay. I just give you work. If you are going to survive on the test come National Food Monday, you need to be able to do quite a few of the problems on here. So just like I did for your cousins, I'm going to do for you. Because whatever you do to one side of the equation, you got to do to the other side. Jackson, sit up. We're going to do work. It's not nappy time.
Yes, sir.
So looking at problem 1, it says, find the value of the 6 trigonometric functions. That means we're looking for cosine, and when we flip the cosine, we also get secant. And we're looking for the sine, and when we flip the sine, we get cosecant. And we're looking for the tangent, so that when we flip the tangent, we get cotangent. Those are the 6. So if I ask you a question on the test to find me all 6, those are the 6 I'm talking about.
Are you gonna like write it?
Nope. You should be here. You know, like yesterday we asked you.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know, I really don't. But it's cosine. What's the other one? What? I know what you think. Oh, cosine. Yeah, the other one.
Yeah, please don't dumb down my class, because nobody can talk to grade level here. Come to school when you feel like it. Okay.
oh, so you have to multiply 2.
Now, are we listening? Yeah. If this is the angle we are referencing, then this side is the opposite side. This 3 is the adjacent, and the hypotenuse, we don't know. Right?
Yeah.
If we have 2 sides of a triangle and don't know the third side, what do we use to find the third side? A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. The hypotenuse is always C, right? But we know this. We've seen 3, 4, and some other numbers a lot in triangles. If you look through your worksheet, we got a lot of this triangle. 3, 4, 5. Right? But if you don't know that, this is 4 squared plus 3 squared is equals to x squared. 4 squared is 16, 3 squared is 9, x squared is x squared. If 25 is equals to x squared, what's x? We're good? So now, you have adjacent, opposite, hypotenuse. So you can find SOHCAHTOA, you can find HOHA out. Cosine is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So therefore, cosine here, I don't know what the right number is. Get another piece of paper. So I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead. Which problem were you working on? You work at? You should have been looking. Should have had a V8. Oh. So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and our adjacent here is 3 over the hypotenuse, which is 5. And we said whenever we flip the cosine, we get what? Secant? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I know how to do all of them, but I don't know.
But you got notes, right?
You don't know
You
so
Yeah. Okay, guys. So if cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, what's secant? Okay. So that would just be we flipping that, so we get a 5 out of 3. We good? Then we come to sine. Sine is what? Opposite over hypotenuse. And so we go back to our triangle. Opposite was 4 over the hypotenuse we found was 5. Everybody see that? And so if I flip the sign, I get what? Cosecant. So cosecant, if sign is opposite over hypotenuse, cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite, the whole, it go out. Yeah. So 5 over 4. You jump from a baby to
I got a question.
Is that a question, Terrence?
You know, for you know, like for number 2, I for like the cosine.
We haven't even got to, oh, which one?
For this,
We haven't even got to number 2.
I'm just.
And you know what number 1?
No, I'm just number 2.
What's your question? Let me help you answer that question. What's the question? 1, number 2, what's the question?
The cosine, when you get 15, like over 17, like, do you reduce the 17 to?
Is there any number that divides both 15 and 17?
No.
Oh, so you just,
We're good?
yeah.
Clarence, you know we have school 5 days a week, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Unless the federal government says, oh, you know, it's a holiday, don't come. We don't get to create our own holidays. Like apparently you think that you have, like there's a constitutional right, you got to create your own holiday. But like the 28th Amendment says I can create my own holiday. Okay. So then, let's do tangent. We stay on this. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, right? So we'll go back to our triangle. Opposite was 4 over the adjacent, which is 3. If I know tangent, what can I find from knowing the tangent? The cotangent. So the cotangent is the reason for the out, to go out. So that will be adjacent over opposite. ADJ, ABB, over, you got an OPP? Yeah, you know me. And then we just, you know the whole process. You just gotta flip it and reverse it and see if it's worth it. So So you work it.
Okay.
See how I found the 6? Yeah, that's how you find those 6. Okay, so then you should be able to do the rest of those on that section, right? Following the same process in 1. Let's go to the bottom of this thing. So looking at the bottom of that thing, I am given, look, you are given cosine, and you to define tangent. I know cosine from SOHCAHTOA. We've done this before on assessments here, that cosine is adjacent over the hypotenuse. So if I'm given a fraction, I already know that. All right? So then all I need to do is to try to draw these things. I don't know how to call them, but they look like this. Yeah, just this. All right?
April. Get it done in April.
And we're given the adjacent and the hypotenuse.
Today?
So this is 5,
Impressive.
and this is 4, and we don't know the opposite side if this is our reference. All right? So we need to find that. We'll go to our ATT, and it says A squared, B squared, C squared. So 4 squared plus x squared is equals to 5 squared. So 16 plus x squared is 25. So we're going to minus 16 from both sides of this thing. X squared is equal to 9. If x squared is 9, what's x? Great. All right. So now I know my opposite will be 3. Well, if I know my opposite and I am told to find tangent, right? Tangent is opposite over adjacent, right? So here's how it works. Tangent of that angle is opposite side of the angle over the adjacent side of the angle. Opposite is 3 over adjacent is 4. Stop the mic, backwards walk. Be able to do stuff like that. Like this, like that, like this, word up. So next episode. Look good? We'll be there back. Okay, so let's do this. So then we get to draw a triangle, because if I need secant, I need the adjacent side. And if this is the angle, then this is my height, which is 25. And this is my OPP, which is 7. And a DJ, we don't know, because we need a DJ for the party. Right? Hey, Mr. DJ, okay. So let's do this.
What? I didn't hear that.
We don't want to pound the rock or pound the rock. Let's move this up. So then you got to do a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. Right? The African triangle theorem. So 7 squared plus x squared is equals to c squared, but c is 25. I'm gonna find 25 squared. What's 7 squared?
49.
What's 25 squared? 625. All right, so I gotta take 49 from both sides. What's 625 minus 49? 576. Now take the square root of 576 and you should get 24. You are right. See that? So now I got a triangle with all three sides known, so I know opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. I can find anything you want. You can have whatever you like. Okay. All right. So then secant, which is what? Hypotenuse over adjacent. What is our hypotenuse? 25? And what's our adjacent? 24. So the answer would be 25 or 24, right? Okay. That would be your answer. So I'm going to come to this page so I don't forget for 25 over 24. That cannot be reduced because the only numbers that go into 25 will be 5, 1, and 25. And the only numbers that go into 24 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. So neither one of those have anything in common. So they are relatively prime. Okay. Here are some numbers you need to scratch off of this work. So if you flip the page, I'm going to say this once, and I guarantee you one of your cousins is going to ask me, and I'm going to ignore them, and they're going to be mad, and I'm not going to care. So flip the page. Because we're going to talk about radians, we was resetting the calculators, right? Because I said degrees and radians, and we just ran over it. We haven't talked about it much. I'm not going to hold you accountable for that yet until after the test. So cross out 13, the thing I got to do with pi. I'm not happy taking out all those black pies, but let's take them out for now. So take out 13, take out 14, take out 19, and take out 20. Now, 17 through 18 is asking you to use the unit circle. Those of you who hardly come to class, the unit circle in your holy book will be either on page 26 or page 56. Okay? And the way we read that is to take the first value as the cosine of that angle and the second value as the sine of that angle. Now, cosine of 45 degrees, we should all know that by heart right now, because that is the only angle at which cosine and sine are equal, 45 degrees, and every rotation of 45 degrees. So, cosine is the square root of 2 over 2, sine is the square root of 2 over 2. But we're not asked for sine, we're going to ask for cosine. Look at the unit circle. Everybody at your unit circle, what is the sine of 30 degrees? 1/2. It's right there in your unit circle. So that's what you're going to be doing. So you should finish this worksheet before you show up here to my room on a not so good Monday. Black pie, out!